Hello, I'm Susan Jane, and we had a workshop on Monday for the Capalaba Football Club, and it was all about performance anxiety and how to achieve your goals intuitively. Now, for this particular situation, I feel like I've just done a couple of readings in a row. I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I actually am, but you might not have seen the other one, so I have to say it all again. So, with the workshop, we talked about anxiety, performance anxiety, and that anxiety is a fear of the future. And often we have that fear of the future, and we have no control over that. Like, we have a fear over things that we don't really know whether they're going to happen or not, and we have no control over it. So, if we can change that anxiety performance, that fear of the future, and bring in a little bit more positivity, or focus on something that's more positive, then we have a better chance of getting through it. So when we start to feel the muscle tension, the butterflies in our stomach, that like the sweating, and that you can get a headache and you can constantly go to the toilet. Um, when it's like gentle butterflies, it's not so bad. It's a little bit, help you with your get you moving and get you going. But when it becomes a little bit debilitating, then we need to sort of address it in a lot stronger form. Because you'll find that with performance anxiety, you can start missing training or not wanting to go to away games because you just don't want to go. There's a lot of negative thought patterns behind it. So we really need to be mindful of that. Now, the Capalaba Bulldog ladies are in the semi-finals this weekend, so I want to get all these readings done. So I'm sort of bashing them out, getting them going. Um, but what happened was the coach was so excited, and he was learning so much about his team players because we were looking at how to help motivate them. So it's sort of the whole workshop went into like a motivation instead of performance anxiety. And we didn't round it off very well at the end. So this is with this reading, I just want to round them off at the end. So the girls have an understanding what their intuition is actually telling them about the performance anxiety and reaching their goals, how they can reach their goals intuitively. So that's what this is all about. Now, phew, this picture, and as soon as I saw this little picture, I went, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute." It's a little tiny little thing in the picture, and I have to say this picture is from the youngest lady of the team, the youngest girl of the team. So she's so sweet, so quiet. As you can see, the image is so small that she definitely is more introverted than some of the others, and that can be because she's the youngest to start with, or she's new to the team as well. And some of the others have been around for a bit longer. But this little flower is it's just so pretty, and this little girl wanted to get an understanding. Now, whether she gets performance anxiety or not, I'm not sure. And because she was so quiet, she probably wouldn't have told me anyway. So yeah, we don't need to worry about that too much. But we're going to focus on it as if she did, like, or if she does, or if in the future she does get it, she has an understanding of what it's all about. So again, we look at that little flower and we sort of go, okay, when we look at the other flowers, they were quite a lot more extroverted, and this one's a lot more introverted. So when somebody's introverted, people can often get mistaken that they're not interested, or they don't want to participate, or different things about people being introverted because they're just not out there. But it's not right. People that are introverted still want to participate. They still want to be part of it. They still want to be in the team. The problem can be sometimes that is when you've got other people that are louder than them, they tend to just go a little bit quieter. They're not going to yell to get through. So they'll sit back and allow it to happen. And so sometimes they can feel a little bit left out. And other people will sort of go, "Oh, well, you're not interested. If you're interested, you would step forward." But they're not that way inclined. And she won't be that way inclined until she gets a little bit more confident, maybe in the team, or she becomes the older girl, and then you've got younger ones, and so she knows what's going on, and she's created those relationships. So She may not be introverted all the time. She may be quite extroverted, but at this particular stage, she is introverted, and she is quite happy to sit back and see what happens and see what goes along. So when I'm talking to the coach about motivating this particular young lady, the motivation for her is, when we look at the flower is very basic and the flower is very simple. And again, as I talked about the one before that, that means it's no nonsense. We don't need to have any, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. I don't need all the big bells and whistles. I don't need to have all the explanation. I just need to know what you want me to do, and I'll do it. And I'll do it to the best of my ability. So that's how she is motivated. That's fine. She also wants to learn a lot too. You can tell her guides, which are the leaves, are facing down. Okay, she hasn't got guides facing up. She's got guides facing down. So she's going to be given information. She's being fed information, and she's not taking it on board straight away as if you said to somebody, oh, this is how you do it, and they go, oh, now I get it. You straight away, you understand that they've got it. This young lady, you'll say something to her and she might not get it straight away, but later on it'll come through and it'll go, oh, now I know what she means. Now I know what they're talking about. And it will come through in that sort of a manner. So she's fed the information, she's guided, but it takes a little bit longer for it to come through because it's got to make sense for her. Even though her flower is simple, it's got to make sense. And once it makes sense, it becomes simple. If it doesn't make sense, it's not going to be simple for her. So as far as how to help her if she does get any type of anxiety in that sort of aspect, I would say one of the best ways, the best way to help this young lady is about awareness. Now, when I say that, it is being aware of the signs if you are experiencing those signs. Because you're a little bit younger and you're still growing and still developing, as in your flower is still growing and developing, it's being aware that I am actually feeling this. Because as you, the more games you're playing, the more times you're aware. Like from an early age, I was a dancer. I had my own dance school by the time I was 18. So from an early age, I was very aware of how I would feel when I was going on stage. I liked being on stage, but I was so frightened about it too, in lots of different ways. So as I started to get an understanding of it, I started to get used to the feeling that my body would have before I'd go on stage. So yes, I'd get developed. Yes, I'd go to the toilet. And then it was like, I need to go to the toilet again. No, you don't. No, you don't. You've just been. You know you don't need to. You're just getting a bit nervous, and that's okay. And start to talk to yourself. Oh, maybe I'm telling you to go crazy. No, start to talk to yourself and get an understanding of what your body's feeling and what you're experiencing. Because the more you learn about yourself, the quicker you actually will develop and understand it. So if you are feeling these different body tensions, you're feeling different experiences, okay, as the youngest girl in the team, that's a little bit daunting to start with. You're running out on a field, and I know when I was working with the QAS, the Queensland Academy of Sport, we had some young girls in some older teams, and what they must have been feeling could be quite overwhelming at times, and I can imagine you would get like that. But be aware of that and go, okay, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? And you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to acknowledge that that's what you're feeling. And when you acknowledge that's what you're feeling, it starts to be just become oh, okay, well, I'm just feeling that. I can remember I'd go to the toilet and then it's going, oh, well, no, I'm just feeling like I need to go to the toilet. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not going to. I'm certainly not going to do anything like that. And I would then change my thought pattern and start thinking about something else, the routine, what I was going to do, how silly my parents looked when they were laughing at me, different things like that. So you start to change it up a little bit. Um, and you start to see yourself in making mistakes and being able to laugh about it, because you get to understand what you're feeling and how you're going ahead with it. So that is how you will deal with a great way for you to deal with anxiety. And I would say that as you start to get that understanding of it, it becomes really simple again. It becomes really easy for you because it's all about the simplicity. You just need to get through that harder bit. And that harder bit is understanding that you're really feeling that way and you're allowed to feel that way, but you don't have to stay in it. You can let it go and go, no, that's just, yeah, let that go. Yep, everybody else is older than me. Yep, doesn't matter. I'm the kid. That's it. You watch me, see how good I am. I'll show these old girls up. You can do things like that. So just change it up a little bit. So that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, yours is all about interpreting the physical signs of you, okay, when you're going through it to help you get through that. All the best for Sunday. I'm sure it's Sunday. I hope you do well. And I'm really looking forward to hearing the results too. So that's me. I'll just quickly mention too that I do these workshops. I often do for heads parties, but I am doing them now for after the motivation. I am doing them for motivation as well, especially for corporate groups that want to understand how to be motivated a little bit more. So yeah, you can see what it's all about. That's what we do. It's fun. Okay, so I'm Susan Jane. I will catch up with you soon.